Here it is.
Star Platinum! Zawardo!
これは COS3万43 回第10回講義ダタベースインテグレーション。時は動き出す。This is COS 30043 Lecture 10. Today we're going to talk about database integration. さあ、行くぜ。
Alright, so let's start with our lecture 10. So, the content of this lecture is using config or root for menu and single page application, and also using config root for menu in single page application with login, and also something called pretty URLs. So we have our first one, which is the recap or revisit to your previous method. Single page application is a web application that is contained in a single web page to provide user experience similar to desktop application. All code, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is retrieved on initial page load, and appropriate resources are dynamically loaded as necessary based on response to user action. The entire page does not reload nor control transfer to another page. Interaction involves dynamic communication with the web server in the background. So for your single page application, this is how it is. So this is what you have over here. And then when you click select something, you go to our root. Let me show you inside here. Alright. For example, you have a person help over here, right side. We'll go to this kind of root over here. Alright, so for example, if you have this person link over here, like anchor links, hashtag person, go to home, so it will go to this root provider over here, and then when this reaches the root provider, it will load the template home.html, which is over here. So this thing will load something like this. Alright, so we load the details of this thing. As you can see, let me show you over here. So when that thing load, it will load this thing, person.name, which is from this thing. Alright, show you over here. Where is it? Over here. Alright, it will repeat the person and list the name over there. And also for this one, it will show you extra information, which is for this thing over here. So the ID of each of the person over here, ID. So what else does the ID show? It goes to template show something.html, which is this detail over here. And then there's another thing called go back. Let me show you. Menu.html. Alright, first menu.html will show you menu class person and menu class help, which is the navigation, and also a container, image responsive, template home.png. This is SPA without login, and also this thing just now, person list. So where does this thing come from? So this thing come from the previous thing over here, because it says over here person. When you click over here, it will go to menu.html, not just menu.html, but also with the person over here. So it is going through here, and then it will load the extra stuff, which is home.html, which is printing this thing. Alright, so inside here there's a things called detail over here. When you click it, it will trigger this one, and it will add another template. Shows it, change the template to show.html, which is the detail of each person, and then click go back. So that's how it is displayed using the usual single page application. Also have your help over here, and this is your control for printing the person just now, which is created by the factory. This is the data person. All right, so the next one we have is using config or root for menu in single page application with a login system. So we have our usual, like our main login.html over here. All right, and then we have a config or root controller over here, and then it prioritizes the run over the other root. Why? Because we put run to use for login verification. All right, over here we control the login by using the root scope. Root scope refers to an object which is accessible from everywhere of the application. We can say it is a global scope of variable. Root scope is a parent object of all where scope Angular object created in a web page. Scope is created with ng controller, while root scope is created with ng app. So once we have this ng app, the first thing that the scope will play is the root scope over here. So as you can see what the root scope does, the root scope check for this thing. If no log user, redirect to login. If isn't in login page, we still redirect in this login thing over here. So basically, if you're in the login page, it will redirect to here, which is the template login. So login, that's two template. This one is a template, and this one is your main website. All right, so basically, as you can see, let me show you. So we have our login over here. All right, try to click help, you can't. Try to click home, you can't. Why? Because when you check over here, all right, if there's scope.login user equal to null, it will always go to the login or go to the template login.html. Either go to the login or go to the template login.html, which is this one. All right, so no matter what you click, it will stay in the login page, including this, because there's nothing inside the username. So login.html, you have this, all right, data submit to login. So we have the model username, so we submit this username to the login. What happened if you submit it to the login? So when you submit the data to login, like this, submit the username inside login, it will trigger this part of the code. So scope login as what I showed you previously. And then what the scope login does, it does assign the root scope login user to the scope.username, which is this thing. All right, so it will assign to the login user and then route you to the person over here, which is over here, that loads the template URL. The template URL is your home.html, which is this one. All right, so when you click something, it will display the names with details link over here. So when you click the detail link, it will go to person with the person.id, which is person.id, which is this one, show.html, similar to previously. All right, it will show something like this, and you can go back. All right, so over here, when the login user is not equal to null, you show extra button which is called logout. What happened if you click to logout? If you click to logout over here, click logout, then the function is to make the root scope a login user that you assigned the username previously if you log in to null, and then we will redirect you to the login page, which is this one, and login control over here. So you go back to here, and then you can't click anything anymore, and you click this and then click login. All right, that's how you do the login menu using SPA. The last one will be called pretty URL. I don't have example for this, but it's just basically use something like this. All right, so your URL does not show something like this. To make it a prettier, I guess. Like, it doesn't really matter that much, but you can make it more organized and easier to type, I guess. So what's next? What's next is like I'll probably be telling you all. I'll be uploading the lecture slides and also telling you all what to do for your portfolio preparation. Make sure that you finish your unfinished tasks because the semester is ending really soon. If you wonder why I have time to do this, because the lecture this week is really short and it doesn't really affect your next and final past tasks before your learning summary report. I hope everyone doing well, and who are celebrating, happy Harigawai to you all. Alright.
Thank you for watching Lecture 10 for COS 30043. As we are already approaching week 11 and week 12, the material for week 11 and week 12 lectures is only about how to complete your portfolio and how to do learning summary report. I will announce you all how I will teach you how to do that soon. Probably live or probably another recorded lecture. If you like this video, please click the like button down below. I don't really care. But hey, don't forget to also share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Alright, bye.